get back to this.
You know what, Doc? I see.
Yes.
On the screen yonder.
Should we go here?
Brand, she's out in New York. She's doing her thing. Has she been snowed in yet? Is there cannibalism going on in Queens this morning?
Do we have you on the line? New York. Hello. We hear you.
I'm here.
I'm going to do my best David Brinkley right now with the one finger on the ear on the ear thing. I'm getting word. We are now going over to New York. New York, can you hear me? New York.
We're still here.
You're still here.
Yeah.
So
nobody's gotten eaten that I know of.
Sorry, I've been watching The Walking Dead, so you know.
Oh, really?
So you know, it happens.
So since last we spoke on Monday, we had a giant slamming nor'easter coming in, and we promised a breaking update direct from New York City. New York City. And so we've got our intrepid reporter from New York City.
Typewriter.
We got to get the sound effects. It's
I know.
so cheesy. We're awful.
I know.
Terrible. This is a horrible production. I'm shutting this down right now.
Good night, Betty. See you later.
All right.
All right.
So what's happening with the weather there in New York City?
Well, it's pretty mild right now. It was snowing just a little bit ago, but
did you get?
The trains are running. The big thing was that the above ground trains shut down, but they're all running and people are on the streets and cars are going everywhere. I think there was maybe 4 or 5 inches at Central Park, but it was blowing, the wind was blowing so hard, it just blew everything around. It's different kind of snow here, especially in a storm.
Oh, really?
Betty, you're painting too nice of a picture of this. We have this huge snowpocalypse graphics package ready to go. You know,
from Siberia.
That's the funny thing. I was like, maybe we can work it out where you can get my desktop on there, and then you can see funny stuff that I have. But New York Post now, it's called NYC Blizzard is a dud. And it has a man rides his quad bike during Winter Storm Stella on Kings Highway in Brooklyn. And it's like one of those quads with a snowplow on it. And he's like all in black with a cowboy hat.
That's brilliant.
God,
I know. I was just like, I love their headlines on New York Post.
Yeah. I'm getting man beaten to a pulp for offering a meal. I mean, it's just like I'm not seeing the fun stuff. I mean, I don't know. Oh, here we go. How do I get this?
Did you find it?
Here we
I could try to send it.
Nope, I've got it right.
Flake news. That's great.
Here we go. We have it online right here. There's your New York Post.
You know it's a dud when the thing above it says how to pick your brackets for the NCAA tournament. That's nothing. Forget about it.
New York Post, one of the fine journalism outfits. What's next covered? Oh, this is Late City Final. And of course, we've got this lady in a.
He used me. That's what she says.
Baby mama.
Yeah.
Good old
days.
I don't know what that is.
Well, we'll let people make up their own minds. We report, you decide.
Flake news. Fed's forecast was snow job. So that's the cover of the paper of record there in New York, the New York Post. So that's what's going on with the weather. So it wasn't too bad. Did you actually go out in it? Did you go to Central Park?
No.
Was it
it was blowing around really bad.
Windy. Yeah, when it gets windy out there in New York, it's oof.
Yeah.
People had to take their dogs out to get them out of the apartment and stuff, and they came in. The dogs were totally unhappy. That was on the street.
Now,
It's a big poodle here. That's an old poodle, and one of her owners was carrying her, and that she was really unhappy. And I opened the elevator. I was like, "Oh, I'll go get the elevator for you." It's like she's really unhappy, and her little feet were frozen.
Oh, jeez. Oh.
But it was really windy, and I had had a thing of next door, my neighbors. I kept hearing like dropping boxes, like crash, 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 and I was like, "What is that?" Then I took recycling out, and it was their front door slamming, like it was shut, but it was slamming. And then I looked. I opened the window, which was like all stormy, like whoosh. I could barely like push it to open it, and their window was open, and they weren't home. And it had icicles hanging off of it. So I told them why I went downstairs. I didn't go out, but I went downstairs, and I was like, I'm not a nosy neighbor, but you might because it's blowing hail in and snow, and like there was just so much wind and everything. Yeah. Like everything was going sideways every direction.
Just wanted
I was like, oh, okay, I don't know and stuff. But they came home today, and I heard them for real crashing stuff around. But I took a video, and it was totally like icicles like hanging off of it. Like I don't know how long it had been open, but there was no reason for it to be open. Sometimes though it's so windy that it'll just shut itself, but of course it couldn't because of the icicles. Anyway.
I was going to say, you said you don't want to be a nosy neighbor, and I just wanted to tell you, that couple across the street, the housewife, she's a witch. Yeah. She's really a witch. It's true.
Ooh.
The one with didn't she sell something like not oils, but you know what I mean? Wasn't there something that
no one gets the reference? It's a very old reference.
Oh,
you had me sold. I was like, is she Wiccan?
That has all the emergency things.
Her husband's name is Darren. He's an advertising agent.
Bewitched. Now is it Dick Sargent or Dick York? We need to get
it just suddenly changed. She's a witch. It was like ding ding. Suddenly it's like, I've got a new Darren.
I totally went down that rabbit hole. I'm like, really? She's a witch. Is she Wiccan?
She said nosy neighbor.
Well.
What was her name? Mrs. Kravitz? Or was it something like that? It
was
the neighbor, the lady.
I think it may have been Kravitz.
Yeah. Do you see what they're doing? Anyway, okay. So I was going to say, actually, you heard like the smashing of the boxes and all that. I was like... Big Louie was collecting on some debts or something up there in your apartment. It's like, forget about it. You don't see anything here.
I don't know.
Can you hide this bag? It's a little wet for me.
Vinny, grab his legs.
Yeah, exactly. No, but you live in a very nice place where nice New Yorkers live.
Right. Above reproach.
That's right.
Yes.
So what about this? Okay, so did you follow up this morning on this Staten Island story?
No, I haven't yet.
You haven't?
No, me either. What is that? What?
Well, the two ponies escaped in Staten Island. What do we know about that? Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay. Well, that was a good lead up.
Oops. Everyone, all the interns now are scrambling trying to look at now.
Maybe you should listen to WABC in the morning like I do.
Wow.
Let me see if I can.
There's a lot going on over here,
Well, like, for example?
Oh, ordering some things that need to get ordered.
Oh, okay.
Very important things like filters for my humidifier.
Oh. Daily nuts and bolts type things.
Yeah. Well, I need it for my printer because the printer heads can't dry out. So I don't want that to happen. And my humidifier is not doing what it's supposed to do because the filters are old.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But I did find some blue ones that you could, instead of just replacing them, because they're like $8 a piece or something, and you need 2 of them. But what's really funny is they come in 3 packs.
So what are you going to do with the third one then?
I don't know. Wait until you've ordered 2 more packages, so then you can pair it up.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
But they have blue ones that supposedly that aren't made of paper that you can recycle, like wash off and put back in there. But I think it's in a 3-pack as well.
Interesting.
All right. I do have the story. I did bring the story up, so I did want to follow up on this story. This is New York Magazine. and here it is: 2 miniature ponies in Staten Island. Sure enjoyed the snow day. And there's a couple pictures. It's really cute. You got to go up here and look at it. Here they are. They're miniature ponies. Miniature ponies, not just ponies. Look at these little guys. You know, the ones that look kind of like big dogs. You know, and they
dogs.
Yeah, I just looked out the window to see.
Hey, those ain't Newfoundlands. Newfoundlands.
I just looked out the window to see how bad it was coming down still, and I see 2 ponies. Staten Island resident Robert Stasio told the New York Post, "I thought I was imagining things." Shouldn't have.
I think Bob went on a bender last night, and he looked out his window and saw 2 ponies. And
it's like, you know,
they were really dogs.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Martha, come here. You need to look at this. I'm seeing things, man.
There's some funny-looking dogs out there.
Saint Bernard's down there.
What are those? Are those? Look at those dogs. Look at those funny-looking dogs.
Those groomers sure are doing weird things to the dogs nowadays.
This is Breed Driscoll, ponies on the loose in South Shore, Staten Island.
Stuff is going down in Staten Island.
I want to know more of their story.
Well, the 2 miniature ponies, I'm just reading here off the New York Mag, apparently escaped from a stable on Staten Island. Didn't know that there was a miniature pony stable on Staten Island. And took advantage of their freedom to frolic in the snowy, slushy streets. Yeah. They, let's see, Stasio told reporters they tried to hopped in the truck to tail them. No, this is funny.
Follow those ponies.
Yeah, exactly. Stasio got in the snow, right?
Right.
Stasio got out of his vehicle and started racing after the ponies on foot when he crossed paths with 2 police officers who helped round up the equine fugitives. Stasio described the chase to the Gothamnists.
Yeah.
The cops, didn't have a rope. Oh. Another fella came out of the car. Oh, actually, I need to do this. Let me do Stasio this time. Well, the cops, they didn't have a rope. Another fella came out of the car. And he had some kind of strap. Just, I don't know what the strap was doing in the car. It was just, I don't know. I think he was coming home from the club. But the ponies were pulling me. They were dragging me in the snow. And then eventually I got them to stop. And the guy came and put the rope around the neck and tied one to the pole. And then we got the other one.
That's when I knew they weren't Saint Bernards.
Yeah, exactly. Those are some funny looking dogs. And here's there's an awesome photograph. If you're watching the video here, I'll increase it from the Twitter account of New York Police Department Special Operations.
Special Ops
of the 2 ponies standing. They're going to the hokey, I guess.
I guess so.
New York's finest, getting those ponies, and a lot of pretty icy. So
you should have got one of those dogs out.
Yeah.
Oh, the canine could have shepherded him.
Yeah, canine it.
Oh, yeah. Well, that would be. Those are usually German shepherds.
Fritz.
Yeah.
Get them.
That really confused that guy.
Yeah, they're usually German shepherds, which are like they basically go, see that guy with the purse. Kill, you know.
Right.
I don't think that would work with the ponies. You'd have to have the little shepherd dogs.
At that point, you need to speed up the video and play the Benny Hill, right? Yeah.
Yakety sax. Just wanted to confirm Mayor Bill de Blasio confirmed that both of the ponies are safe, in great shape after being returned home, which is a relief.
That's comfort.
So there is your dog and pony story. In New York. So
Dateline, Staten Island.
Now, before we did the show this morning, I actually texted Betty and I said, "Hey, what's going on with Staten Island and the ponies?" I just heard about this over the radio because I listened to the New York radio stream.
Gotcha.
Because we're local. One of these days we'll have to see what's going on in Portland. So what else you got for us today, Betty? Anything in the news? Oh yeah. That was
the Chelsea thing,
Chelsea and Man United played in the FA Cup on Monday when we were doing the show. Is that correct?
Yeah. And I went to Legends. I made it there.
Excellent.
Before the storm.
And did you get out okay afterwards?
Yeah. I went to Trader Joe's, at Union Square, and there was a line for both both places. There was a line outside of like 40 people, both directions. They have like a regular section and then they have a wine store because they don't sell wine in the grocery stores here. And that's the only one for Trader Joe's, the only Trader Joe's you can get wine at, but you have to go to the wine store that's next door to it. And people like kept walking by and they're like, there's a line to get in? Because usually once you get into the Trader Joe's, that's the line for the checkout. And there's 2 lines and you just stand in line and everyone's like, I'm shopping, I just grab what I can reach on the way through. Like, and then there was people in carts and stuff going everywhere trying to maneuver. It was just ridiculous.
Is the Trader Joe's over there in Manhattan, is it a huge
There's a bunch of them. Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
But is it a pretty big place, like kind of like Costco sized, or is it just kind of Trader Joe sized?
No, it can't be that big because like that'd be a lot of real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Some have different levels. Like the one on the Upper East Side, it has like upstairs and a downstairs, and then it also has, you know how they have the Trader Joe's art? It has all this like Broadway spin-off kind of like paintings and stuff. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. So it's just the same as the other Trader Joe's. Here we have them in Southeast Portland here. I was telling Jason I don't have my coffee. I actually my coffee is Trader Joe's coffee. Trader Joe's
French blend.
Dark. No, not even the French blend. Dark roast. $5. $5 here in Portland.
Is that the French roast though?
Is there two? There is a French roast, and then there's the dark roast. And to be honest, the dark roast, it's you open it up, it's greasy. It's just like French Italian roast. The beans are dark and greasy. It's lovely. It's actually a really good deal. It's like $5 for the can, and I ran out yesterday, and I was like, no, I need this if I'm going to do this show in the morning. But it's my favorite coffee.
There you go.
Trader Joe's dark roast, $4.99 in Portland. It's probably more in New York.
Yeah, but the prices are a little bit more, but not bad.
Yeah.
Well, this injustice needs to be rectified.
I know. Okay, so we've got the Chelsea game. Talk Sport is reporting that Chelsea FC fans are wrong. Jose Mourinho is no Judas. So it looks like the score. Oh, they did play. They played at Stamford Bridge, correct? Which is the Chelsea home stadium, and it looks like they beat Man United 1-0. And it looks like, was it Pogba? I'm seeing Pogba here on the headlines. Did he score the goal? What do we know?
What do we know?
I don't know.
She's looking over your shoulder now.
For the storm.
Well, you saw the game.
I know, I did.
or you were just drinking with your buddies at Legends there, and it was like, okay, yeah, Chelsea. I mean, do you have any observation? Is there anything you can tell us about this match?
I watched it.
Jason, we need to get a budget and start paying our intrepid reporters because this volunteer stuff isn't working out.
Well, we're not so much looking for like the headlines and the data. We're looking for impressions, right? Impressions.
Exactly.
Well, I sent you that thing about Julian's cornrows that people don't like.
Okay, great. Lovely. That's exactly what we want to talk about. Someone's hair style.
Well, they're really about the players are really superstitious about their hair. Like it was like Ronaldo would get his haircut when he was at Man United. He would get his haircut every game, right before it for good luck. If he didn't, he'd have a bad game. Stuff like that.
Well, sports is full of little idiosyncrasies and superstitions like that. Yeah, especially baseball. Baseball.
Isn't it the Timbers Borchers? Doesn't he like trim an eighth of an inch off of his beard before he plays? Maybe.
Yeah.
Just
and he has this special product he uses just on game days.
Maybe like a little like just a tiny the little one thing's like, got it. Okay, I'm ready to play now. Or it's more like,
instead of reading the tea leaves, he's reading his beard hair.
Like one beard hair out of whack, just like okay, I'm ready to play.
That's right.
Does he still have the big?
He does. He does. He's still rocking the beard, yeah.
We're even pointing out that since Monday, the debut,
yes,
you yourself shaved.
I would like to say that it was totally my decision to shave the beard and everything, but it wasn't. It was my wife, who I refer to as she who must be obeyed. She's the one that basically, you will shave now.
Clean cut. Cut is good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird because I have not had a beard since college.
Well, see, yours is trim though. It's very distinguished.
Oh, I could go full on.
full on ZZ Top.
Yeah.
Cool.
Or Grizzly Adams. I mean, it will go there.
Okay, excellent.
If I need to put me out in the cabin for 6 months, dude, I'll
do it, man. Really, I'll do it, man.
I'll be like, Doc, what's going on? See that salmon over there?
Put on this tinfoil hat.
Yeah. No, I was surprised. It was over the holidays.
Yeah.
And you know how it's kind of over the holidays and you don't shave for a couple of days and then you're like, right? And then you're doing this. And then it's been really cold in Portland. Portland has had really, really, really cold weather.
Yep.
So it's been kind of practical. You're kind of like, oh, God. I mean, we're talking unusually harsh, cold winter.
That's exactly why I let mine grow out.
Yeah. And so I kind of kept it, and people are like, what are you doing now? And I'm like, yeah, I know.
What are you doing now?
No one's ever seen me with a beard, If you
so
saw
Doc,
me
what are you doing
in
now?
high school, college, I have one photo of my freshman college
Gotcha.
Student ID, and I'm sporting the, I kind of look like...
Well, that's your freshman beatnik look, right?
I can... I've got some IDs where I've got like a goatee or beard, and it's all... a terrorist.
You're on the watch list.
Yeah, no. It's like the Carlos the Jackal thing we were looking at. It's literally like you're looking at it going, dude, this guy's on the Interpol 10 most wanted.
I've seen him on the side of a wall in the mail, in
it's
the
hilarious.
post
you
office.
Just look at these things and you're like, wow, this guy looks. I mean, I suddenly turn.
How are you doing today, Mr. Jackal?
Yeah. I go from being this pasty white, well, not now, but back when I was a kid, and everything was darker and everything, I turned into like this dark looking.
Yes.
I'll be flying out of Frankfurt on then.
You may call me Dieter.
Yes, exactly. Yes. We will be, you will put the money in. It's a briefcase. The action will be. We will release a statement to MSNBC, to Rachel Maddow.
Right.
It
will take her 23 minutes to.
And now it's like it's Grizzly Adams.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. So I'm assuming this is all going to come off very soon as things have been warming up.
Spring, yes.
Yes. Unless I get feedback that people want me to keep it, I don't know.
So if you want Doc to keep his beard, please call.
There we go. 503.
The beard line.
59. What is it? 5939. Can you read that? 395. It's the 5040.
I'm like
yeah, I need to actually. I'll write it.
395
5003. 503 395 5040. We'll get that number.
Betty, can you see the bottom third? Can you tell us what it says, please?
Yeah.
I can. 503-395-5040.
Bam.
I said O and 0. I'm back and forth. Like that's something to talk to your therapist about.
Oh.
I do have some highlights. Okay, from the game now. I had to remember what's going on.
I just closed that window. Okay.
Oh, it was Conte. He's my new favorite player on there. He's a midfielder and he's super good. But he's the one that scored the goal. And also, I think I was texting you that they were super picking on Hazard. And so Man United, they sent someone off even. The ref was like, if somebody else does it, because they were like all over him and fouling him and all.
Is that why the headline says they were playing with 10 men?
10 men, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was in the first half. So all the second, everything, but it was pretty good. I was just like waiting for the end of it, like, okay, here's when they're gonna score, right?
When did
they were one ahead most of the time, but they were playing really good.
Did they get a goal early or late?
In the middle part of the first half.
Ah, okay. So they just kept them to 1-0.
But Chelsea is playing super good. Like, and at sometimes, when they stall and like pass the ball around, it was real good because they were just like waiting around, like so that Man United wouldn't have the ball.
Nice. Yeah.
Passing it back and forth like a bunch of passes. It was great. That's why I like it. The old Chelsea's back.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and again, they're at the top of the Premier League, so they're dominating. And if you are a Chelsea fan, which we know.
So that was the quarterfinal. So now the semifinal draw happened, and so just what we were talking about. Who's the two biggest teams? Chelsea is going to play Tottenham, and then Arsenal is going to play Man City.
And when is that?
April 22nd and 23rd. And it's on a weekend. It's like a Saturday, Sunday.
April 22nd and 23rd.
Yeah. Chelsea, Tottenham, both those should be. It's all the top teams.
Yeah, that'll be Premier League, right? That'll be.
No, FA Cup.
Oh, this is still we're still talking FA Cup.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, FA Cup. Okay.
Okay.
Because that was a quarterfinal.
On Friday, we'll have to do an update and go through the, Premier League, we really don't have to because we know where Chelsea's at.
They didn't play it because of FA Cup.
Yeah. But I haven't looked in the Champions League, so we'll have to see what's going on.
We'll mull over that.
We also need to look at the brackets.
Yeah.
We need to see what's going on there. Now, who's this player you were talking about?
Conte?
Well, Conte is the coach, so...
Same. That's what's cool.
Is that like his little brother? His son?
Conte Jr.
Conte, huh?
He might get Player of the Year or something. I just saw. He's some kind of sport award.
Huh. Okay.
I'm going to look him up right now.
Midfielder, because they talk about Frank Lampard saying something about him because he's like the most famous midfielder. Anyway.
Midfield. I don't know. Okay. Well, we'll. Okay. Yeah, we'll just look up the lineup, right?
Yeah, just even look up Kante.
Kant.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
There he is. Okay, here he is right here. You see him?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got him right here. N'Golo Kante. I'm assuming that's
there's a story about Kante. Evidently, Manchester United and Chelsea players stepped in as Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte got in a fight in the tunnel.
Oh!
They had to separate them.
Yeah.
That's Jose, the coach?
French.
Antonio Conte.
French, but of course he's French.
Wait, but Antonio Conte is the coach.
I know,
so they had to separate.
Confusing, huh?
Wow, so they had to separate the coach from.
Oh, from Mourinho.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. I see what you're saying. So yeah.
Wow.
So Mourinho.
He's even more badass than
I see.
Mourinho.
Okay. N'Golo Kante. That's the midfielder.
That's where we're having the problem. Yeah.
Yes.
N'Golo Kante, which we have on the screen here, is the French soccer player. And
yes.
Betty, you're saying that he's. Did they just get him? I don't remember him.
Yeah, he's newer.
Yeah. French professional. So you're saying he's tearing it up in the midfield, and then Coach Conte, Conte, the Italian coach, and Jose Mourinho apparently got into a fight. That's very interesting. I like that idea. Do we have video of that?
Probably. There probably is. I mean, not in the tunnel, but when they were out there, I saw it like live, and so they were like having words.
Yeah, I don't see. It didn't come up on my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me look it up.
It didn't come up here, but okay.
Yeah, here it is. It's from metro.co.uk.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get that. We will get actually the next thing we're going to be able to do is pull up the screens.
Yes.
Your screen up here. I see a bunch of girls in bikinis. Which I'm not putting on the screen.
Right.
Okay. Well.
Anyway.
Okay. Yeah. This is made for compelling television.
That's right.
Oh boy.
That's right. Hey, come on.
The story there has been.
It's opportunities.
Yeah. The story
right.
there is that Jose Mourinho was the former coach of Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at Stamford Bridge.
Oh my gosh. The new headline on the New York Times is literally Trump calls 2005 tax return release fake news.
Right.
Really? I can't believe that it was that. And then when she was holding it up, because I usually don't watch that stuff, but I was like, oh, it's going to be a circus. I just want to see what it is.
Yeah.
She's like, and we have these two pieces of paper, and then when I proceeded to be like, well, when you file it, that it would be, you would have all the schedules, explaining like, have you ever filed your own taxes? Had a tax packet that you sent in, you know what I mean, before electronically.
Now, one thing I wanted to do here with the show is we do need to check Twitter from time to time,
right?
And see since usually, Trump tweets before we would go on the air, so we can see what's going.
He's usually about 3 a.m. our time.
So his response on Twitter was, let me pull this up. Does anyone really believe that a reporter who nobody ever heard of went to his mailbox and found my tax returns at NBC? Fake news. Okay, so that was in his response tweet, 7 hours. And Jason, you were talking before we went on the air.
Yeah.
His follow-up, just right after his follow-up, was like, can you imagine what the outcry would be if Snoop Dogg, failing career and all, had aimed and fired the gun at President Obama? Jail time. And
God.
yeah, we know what that's about. That's Snoop Dogg apparently did a music video.
Brand new music video, yeah.
And
he holds a gun to a person who's portraying Donald Trump, pulls the trigger, and then a little flag comes popping out.
Yeah.
That's what it is, yes.
So it's...
Donald better watch out if he's taking on Snoop Dogg. You never know. Snoop,
he's got friends.
He does. And there could be like, drive-bys, Trump Tower and stuff. God forbid. I'm kidding. God forbid.
You always go there.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to sensationalize it,
He's, you know what? There will be a truce.
Yes.
And Snoop will go to the Trump Tower in
Smoke
New
a
York,
bowl with him.
or Marlin. Yeah, smoke a bowl and bring some of his uncle's barbecue with him from Portland.
Right. Yeah.
Because his uncle has and it's the one on Hollywood on Sandy, I think.
Ooh.
Across from the Hollywood Theater, I believe.
The ribs?
What? Yeah, the ribs. I think that's Snoop's.
Pumping out the rib smoke at the light?
Yep, I think that's Snoop's uncle. I think.
So there'll be a truce. There'll be a summit.
That's what I've heard, but I do know that over the years there would be Snoop sightings here in Portland, and he's visiting family.
Excellent.
So there you go. What else do we have
in the? A radio show downtown above Coffee People.
Who? Snoop?
Yeah, he'd come every week and do his radio show there, record it. It was upstairs, like a.
Snoop or his uncle?
Snoop.
Oh, where was that? Oh,
like above Coffee People on the bus mall when I worked there.
Back in the 90s, right?
In 2000.
Oh, I didn't even know. So there you go.
Yeah.
It was like a syndicated show that he would have, Snoop would, and they'd record it there. Maybe he recorded a couple weeks worth, while he was in town, and then.
Well, Snoop. If you want to come do your radio show here in Portland again,
sure.
We're here, Jason.
He can sit on the couch next to me. We could, we have 3 curmudgeons.
That's right. But yeah, and we got Benny here, so you're welcome to come.
Yeah.
Come do the show.
Sure.
Right here. There we go. Let's see. Let's just look up in the tweets. After the Snoop Dogg, we'll be going to Detroit, Michigan. I love this. I'll try to zoom this in. The man is a Twitter genius. We'll be going to Detroit, Michigan, in parentheses, love, today for a big meeting on bringing back car production to state and U.S. already happening.
Already.
I mean, I love that. It's like, we're going to go there. We're going to talk about this already happening, right? That's the first time I think I've seen love in his tweet stream. Usually it's so sad.
Yeah.
Looking forward to big rally in Nashville, Tennessee tonight. Big crowd of great people expected. Will be fun. So in Michigan and Nashville?
Yeah. He's all over
tonight.
The place. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to be in Detroit during the day and then going down to Nashville tonight for a big rally. He is most optimistic since 2009. It will only get better as we continue to slash unnecessary regulations and when we begin our big tax cut. So there is the Trump tweets, and here's the thing. This is why he's president. Okay, it's not the Russians. It's not the hacking. It's this and anytime something goes wrong, this is okay. Let's talk. Let's talk what he does well.
Yeah.
This is what he does well.
Yep.
Get down there, meet the people, rally the people with the hats, make America great again. That's what he does, and that's traditional great politics, right? I mean, you can't deny that. So, and I've noticed. I was wondering when he was getting bogged down in healthcare and some other things. I was thinking to myself, okay, when are you getting on the plane and going to meet your supporters? When are you going to do a big
now we know.
At a factory, right? He was last week. We just talked about earlier in the hour that he was on the aircraft carrier Gerald Ford.
Yeah.
In front of the military people, but yeah, he gets in front of these workers. He's spreading that message of economic jobs and all that. The devil's in the details, of course, but
it looks good on TV and it resonates with people. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what's going on there. Now, Jason, you were tracking this Comey thing.
Yeah. Over the last couple days, he's been feeling a lot of pressure from Lindsey Graham and others to come forward and say whether the FBI is or is not actively investigating the ties to the Russians through the Trump's campaign. He is supposed to say today in front of a select committee what's going on, and a lot of people are trying to see what his take is going to be because Comey has been very cagey about everything that's been going on, especially after the backlash during the end of the campaign when he came forward with the Hillary stuff.
Right.
And so... but it'll be interesting to see because if there is an investigation, it will tell a lot of us and Congress that obviously there is something that they feel that they have to dig deeper in.
So I
they're just looking for
looked something up and it was it said something that it was a Democrat. It wasn't Pelosi. Someone else, and they said, oh, he's going to meet and he's going to say some stuff, and then someone else, a Republican, walked that back and said, no, he didn't say that. He's not going to do it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, I think I read this. I don't have a lot of details because reading about these congressional people back and forth. Well, he said, she said.
Right.
It sounded like they kind of walked it back. Now, what did break, which is what I thought we had talked about earlier or before the show, was that the Justice Department is charging some Russian spies and criminal hackers in the Yahoo intrusion.
Right. Yeah.
And the Yahoo thing. Now, if you want to talk hacking. Yeah, Yahoo. That's or as they say, Yahoo.
Right.
That was the old Yahoo. That was huge. That was I mean, they really got everyone's accounts and passwords and all that. I was even like, oh. And here's the thing, well, I think a lot of people had Yahoo accounts, and if you had like Flickr or there was Upcoming, which used to be on Yahoo.
Yeah.
There were other properties that Yahoo owned,
Right.
and you would end up having like Flickr and all that. You'd have to when they acquired Flickr years ago, you'd have to end up getting a Yahoo account.
Yeah.
And so all these things, everyone had a Yahoo type account.
Universally.
Yahoo
Either that or Hotmail
email.
back in time is.
Yeah, Yahoo before Gmail.
Right.
So that was a big deal, and I know that all of us, it was like, ooh, what password did I use on that? Oh, I mean, I thought about that myself. So that Yahoo hack was really a big deal.
Right.
And it also impacted, Yahoo's had tons of financial problems.
Yeah.
And famously, they hired CEO Marissa Mayer, who was a Google executive, to try to turn around the company.
Right.
And it really didn't happen. And she's going to be stepping down as CEO. The company is being bought by Verizon.
Huh. That's
as I
going to be
remember.
interesting.
Yes, and it's going to be renamed to, I think it was called, now I'm pulling this off, you can look this up and check me. I think it's called Altaba or something like that. They're going to rename it to some goofy name.
Yeah. Try to rebrand.
Yeah, as if Yahoo wasn't goofy enough. But Yahoo actually, when the internet started, and remember, these guys predated Google. Yahoo was the search engine before Google was the search engine. Google basically came later and ate their lunch.
Right.
And famously, and that's too bad because Yahoo dominated. And even in the last few years, Yahoo finance.yahoo.com, the finance pages, was some of the finest finance pages if you needed to look up stocks, that sort of thing.
They were the standard bearer.
Yeah, and I remember kind of the late 90s, before Google was really taking off.
Yeah.
They had a My Yahoo thing where you could design your homepage.
I had one, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and they had developed a lot of code for that.
Yeah.
They were a really great company, and they had offices up here in Portland. I knew people who were Yahoo employees, so it's sad, give them credit for what they did, but Google came along and just pretty much destroyed their core business, which was search and news and ads.
There were still Yahoo stores.
Oh yeah,
People still use that for if they were in that system.
That's right.
We could still do websites and stuff.
Huh. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they had stores. They had everything. They literally had everything. They kind of came along. They kind of came along and stole AOL's thunder.
That's right. Yes.
So that's kind of what happened with Yahoo, and then Google came along and stole Yahoo's thunder.
But evidently, in 2014, there was a theft of 500 million Yahoo accounts.
500 million.
One of the largest data breaches. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We're talking. You're talking hacking.
That's hacking.
Now that's hacking.
Yeah.
And what happens is they basically they're able to breach. Sometimes, from my experience, and I have some background. I'm not a security. I did security long time ago, but I know few things about security. In fact, at some point I want to get a guy I know who is a local security expert on the show. He can really break it down. But many times they are able to get into the back doors of the databases that are running the site, and that's where you actually get the passwords and the
Gotcha.
and everything. So when you think of this hacking a site, you're actually going in and it's like, okay, get the database data. That's what we want to pull out. Because then once you have that, you can open it up. And it turns out that databases like the MySQL, those types of databases are often vulnerable.
Surprisingly, right? You'd think that they would be the most...
Like the actual site is okay, but the back door... the is not, and I don't know. I haven't looked into the details of the hacking. I just know that it was a huge breach. So I don't know what the technical details are. But that was really a big one. And what happened there was Verizon was buying Yahoo for, and I don't know how many billions, and so they've been asking for a discount in that transaction because of the data breach.
Right.
So, and Meyer will be stepping down, and they're going to have a new CEO. And the big news there is, and I don't have the new CEO's name. He is a male, a guy, and supposedly he'll be making twice as much as Marissa Meyer did as CEO. That's just the headlines that sort of passed by on the. On the ticker, on the news wire, on the the little printout there, Jason, that we have here.
Right.
The ticker tape?
What's that?
The ticker tape?
The ticker tape.
That's right.
The AP, the little. We need the teletype.
Ooh, yes. The wire surge, you're ripping it off.
Yeah.
We need that.
This just in. So.
We need that.
That's what's going on.
Even though it's a dinosaur nowadays, and but we need it. Just for the sound effects.
4.48 billion. They trimmed the offer price by 350 million. Yahoo. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Yahoo.
That's really interesting because Yahoo definitely has lost its edge over the past decade.
It's just been horrible. They've been bleeding for so long.
I'm not sure what Verizon feels that they can do to turn it around, other than rebrand and try to hope for the best. I don't know.
Well, here in Portland, Oregon, they've had some big. They have a big site, and so I think they shut it all down. I knew a few people who worked out there. I think out in the Beaverton area, of course. So the Justice Department sounds like a hacker's ring, and then they're implicating a couple intelligence guys from Russia.
Yeah, again, no surprise. Usually with a guy like Putin, you're going to have a couple. At least loosely affiliated Russian intelligence.
Let's see here. We had this announcement. Let's see if we can just pull that up. Nope. It would be good to actually.
And to steal information, including information about individual users and the private contents of their accounts.
Really low.
The defendants targeted Yahoo accounts of Russian and U.S. government officials, including cybersecurity, diplomatic, and military personnel. Yes. They also targeted Russian journalists,
this is on Bloomberg.
Numerous employees of other providers whose networks the conspirators sought to exploit, and employees of financial services and other commercial entities.
All right. Well, there you go. That was Russia. Exploiting. I think that the deal there is, we've had this situation where government officials, journalists have like a Yahoo account or a Gmail account.
Right.
The most famous one that I can think of that I believe got hacked or that became part of the investigation was it General
Colin Powell?
Yeah, Colin Powell, but was it General Petraeus also?
It may have been Petraeus. I do know that's one of the things that cost him a part in the new administration was.
Yeah, so if you get into someone's personal email account, and it's not a government email account, it's a personal email account, and then you can see, oh, what are you up to? Oh, look, you're chatting with your girlfriend or whatever, sending secrets. So, so it makes sense. It's and again, the people who are oftentimes doing the hacking is they're basically like criminal rings for hire. They're hackers for hire.
Right. Yeah. Mercenaries.
Yeah. And some of the someone said, well, some of the best hackers are over there in Eastern Europe, in Russia, and that. It's like, yeah, sure, you bet. They're all smart over. Computer people.
They're in China. They're in India. They happen to be. Yeah.
But here's the thing. Yeah. How do you counteract this? Very simple. Security.
Yeah.
Good security. And so, if you're gonna like protect your home with a lock on the screen door only, well, whose fault is that if someone breaks in? I mean, someone shouldn't break in; they're criminals. But you should really lock down your stuff.
Right. Yeah.
We live in the 21st century now. There's no excuse.
No.
There was no excuse for the Hillary Clinton server, in my opinion. I mean, it happened, but there was no excuse.
Right.
So we've got a live shot right now.
Live shot, the New York skyline.
The rooftops, the snowy rooftops.
Yep.
It's on and off snowing all the time, but just so light.
Oh, so it is still lightly snowing. Yes.
This is what it looks like. Pretty exciting.
Now, do you have your dry erase pen that you'll?
Oh, not yet.
The front is moving in here.
There's a weird cloud over there.
Yes. Well, we've got the live shot there, so that's that looks great.
I would just have this behind me, except the lighting's bad.
No,
I tried to light myself from that direction, but it's too bright. It doesn't work.
So again, over on the far leftish there, that peak that's holding out, that's the Empire State Building, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the Empire State Building, and then that big kind of building, and
that's just an apartment,
right? And then on the other side, the big tall building that's poking out is not the World Trade Center. That's the Pencil Building, the Pencil condos. I don't know what they're called actually.
There's another one. If you can see behind it, I don't know if you can see it in there, but there's like orange. That's like the construction orange. But they're building another one on the other side of the park.
Yeah.
Central Park.
That's the one thing. I mean, the first time I went to Manhattan, it was like I was with someone and they were like, you look like a tourist when you're walking around Manhattan with your head up in the sky. Wow, look at that big old building. I've never seen a big old building like that. Building is big, I mean, it's just, it's amazing. I mean, Portland, Oregon, we got Portland back here.
Yeah.
Right? And this is actually old Portland from a few years ago. Here's one of two of the tallest buildings here. The original 1970s bank building, and then there's
Bank California, right?
You can't see it; it's hidden by the monitor. But the other one is called Big Pink, Bank of America,
Bank Corbett,
and they're all 40 stories because Portland has a restriction on the skyline. We don't want giant, tall, huge buildings obstructing the beautiful views that we have here. And I'm as an old school Portlander, I'm okay with that. If you want to see big buildings, you can go to Seattle, you can go to LA, San Francisco, you can fly to New York, Chicago. They got great big buildings and they're fun.
Chicago was amazing.
Yeah.
The buildings are all like Art Deco. I had no idea.
Yeah, Chicago. I like the round. Last time I was there, I was like in a hotel, and it was kind of like down the street from the round, those two famous round kind of condominium buildings on the river.
Condo?
Yeah.
I was right next to that.
Yeah. Could have stayed at the same place. First time I went to Chicago, I was there on business. I was young, and I had the weekend, so I went. I'm going to go check out the Sears Tower and these big buildings.
Right. Yeah.
So I was down the street from the Hancock Tower, which is like the second largest building there. Really kind of cool architecture. Went up in the observation tower, up on the express elevator. Elevator got stuck.
Really?
Yeah. That kind of ended my touring the big buildings.
Took the wind out of your sails.
It did. And they have the tour. They have like a security or like a in there, and you pay a ticket. It's for going up to the observation deck for tourists.
Yeah,
and so the person's up there, and literally the elevator is going up and up and up and up, and then and it shakes. And stops. Like, this is an elevator in a really, really big building, and you're crowded in it with a whole bunch of people.
And
then the guy who's the concierge of the elevator.
Sure.
Everyone
don't be alarmed.
Everyone's silent, looks at that person, and then that person goes, "I've never had that do that before." And a lady in the back goes, "You've got to be kidding me." And everyone's
Don't say that.
And they had a walkie-talkie, and he goes, "I've got a code 4 here." And there's this lady's in the back going, "You've got to be kidding. A code 4? What is that? Da, da, da. Can we get off now? Can we?" And the elevator had overshot.
Oh boy.
The floor. Yeah. Oh boy, is a bad thing. Like, we could have gone through the roof. But...
1 out of 12. 1 out of 12. We have a code 4.
So somewhere, and I don't know if I have the pictures, but the floor was. We were halfway between and so we had to crawl out of the elevator and onto the observation deck, which is scary because you're like, what if this thing goes down? It was really. You get really scared all of a sudden, but it was like
take another elevator down.
Yeah, they closed off, and so you're up there on the observation deck, and you've been through this experience, and I will tell you, my legs felt like jelly.
Sure.
Because I was just like, and then it was like, I have to go down now. Maybe I could take the stairs. I know it's tall. I'll grab a pizza on the way down.
Right.
And then the fire department comes up. The Chicago, just like the New York, a whole bunch of firefighters all decked out.
Right.
And they're like roping off like banks of elevators. Oh, these are all offline now and stuff. And you're like, oh man, this is so scary. And then you have to get back on the elevator and go back down. And we had an elevator 2 floors in our building where I worked in Beaverton. Mm-hmm. I could get on that, and I'd take stairs. I think the stairs were far away. You had to kind of take the elevator up floors or whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but I got on the elevator 2 floors, right? Or what? Floor 1, floor 2.
Yeah.
And I started having a panic attack.
Really?
After that experience, it took me like 6 months to get over it.
I can see that. I mean,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Craziest thing.
Especially in a building like the Sears Tower. I mean, where if you go, it's.
Well, this wasn't wasn't even the Sears Tower. I was gonna go here, take photographs, look around, and then head up because Sears Tower is up far away. This just was like down the street from where I was staying. So I was like, oh, well, I could start here. And this is a famous building, architecture and everything. Yeah, I didn't go to the Sears Tower. I turned around, and when I got on the ground, I was just like, and it was like, I think I'll get a pizza.
I didn't make the Sears Tower.
Drink a martini or 4. Yeah.
Or 4.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It happens.
Telling my stories here. Boy, I don't know. So the news cycle, Russian hacking, the Dutch vote, we've been following that. That is today.
Yes.
This is Geert Wilders. I got to show you a picture of this guy. Have you seen this guy?
He's an odd-looking dude.
I mean, this guy, actually, his hair looks like my hair in the morning. Here's Geert Wilders. If you think, oh, look at this. You gotta love this.
You know what his hair looks like? His hair looks like the old British judge's wig.
This
is
nice.
the what do they call that? The periwig or something like that.
Yeah. So he is the kind of right
populist.
What is up with the people and their hairstyles of the world leaders?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, he would fit right in with the How
are they going to do like a Mount Rushmore of the future?
Well, I'm kind of hoping that current world leaders aren't going to be on Mount Rushmore.
Route Mushmore?
Mount Mushmore.
Yeah, that's what they could call it.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Yeah, that's not in South Dakota. That's in Kansas. Mount Mushmore.
In the Dust Bowl?
He just got that. I mean, he's perfect, right?
Yeah.
For this. I mean, we've got I mean, think about it. This is like we've got our current president with his hairstyle.
He is a German accent away from Die Hard. The first one, the Nakatomi Plaza.
The late great. Now I can't think of his name.
Right. Everyone's hammer. Snape.
Yeah, Snape. Yeah.
Wasn't his real name, but it's Snape. That's how everyone
knows if they're listening to that. And he died last year.
Yes.
Suddenly, he's one of those people who dropped dead suddenly. He had cancer. Well loved.
That picture with the yellow behind him, that look like he could be like a Willy Wonka.
Oh, that's right.
Like on that one, like he could kind of, but he's really tall. But if he was short,
the Dutch Willy Wonka.
Wonder what his chocolate's like.
And they have think about right? That's got to be some good chocolate, right?
Is it evilly good?
Yeah,
evilly good.
That's what we need. Someone had posted a thing about that Trump doesn't have a dog, and he's the first president who doesn't have a dog.
Right.
And I now just post picture responses to people's Facebook posts, and I post Donald Pleasance as Ernst Stavro Blofeld in the James Bond film that he was. I think it was Living and I think, or You Only Live Twice, with the white cat. You remember?
Yes. I was on the lap, and
Blofeld in each iteration of Blofeld, which were different actors over the years. He always had the white cat.
And he's not petting; he's stroking the cat.
Stroking the white cat. Right.
We will take the world over.
There's hope for you.
Death to you, Mr. Bond. Yes.
I mean, your hairstyle and the white cat.
Yeah, but I would more look like some Dr. Evil's love child than anything like sinister.
You need to get into.
I just don't have the sinister thing down.
Oak Grove politics, man. On the way to the White House.
I will bend Oak Grove to my will.
Exactly. That would be perfect. You'd be perfect. I'd get behind that. This is like dressed down because I trust me. In the morning, if you see me in the morning, I got Gert Wilders going on here, baby. Somewhere between Gert and Bozo
Kurt,
the Clown.
Can you tell Doc I'm here? Oh, okay. Oh, that is you. Oh,
yeah. So what's going on? What's going on? Let's see. Kurt Wilders. I mean, do we know? Do we have a real time? What's going on there with the Dutch election? So he's the right guy, and so by right I mean the right.
Right. And this was one of the
right.
One of the bellwether European
Deutsche Welle has
contests because, of course, the Le Pen, that's coming up.
That's coming up,
and
too.
Even further down the road, I mean, people are kind of now wondering what's going to happen with Merkel, right?
Right, exactly.
So, I mean, this is kind of the testing ground here. Yeah. If this guy shows up really good, everyone's going to be like, ooh, boy, because...
Well, so the trend has been Brexit.
Yeah. Yes.
Trump.
Yep.
Now we got Gert Wilders, Netherlands,
and
we'll see how he does. And then we've got the French elections that are coming up next month, as we pointed out, which is Marine Le Pen. And just like everything, I actually looked at the French election because I wanted to find out when it was. And they had all the poll numbers, and just the same thing. Le Pen is trailing she's trailing the socialists.
In that magic spot.
And she's trailing the other what would be the right politician. So kind of like the same thing like with us you had Republican candidates and then you had Trump.
Yes.
Right. So there's a candidate and I think he's actually is he the one that's just has a financial scandal. He paid his wife and his kids government money for doing nothing.
Yeah, that broke like 72 hours
yesterday.
ago.
Yeah. It broke so that's not looking good for him. I think that's Fillon he's Fillon is the guy.
And that could really only help Le Pen too. I mean,
exactly.
People say, well, he's not viable anymore. So
and then they have kind of a young banker socialist guy.
Yeah.
And they have the I was going to bring it up, but we don't. We're going over. But they have the Le Pen versus that guy, Le Pen versus the other guy, and of course she's always trailing. But remember what the poll numbers said about Trump.
Yep.
And remember what the poll numbers said about Brexit.
Right. Yeah.
So, So we shall see. And I think that you're right, that these Dutch elections are going to be interesting to see what happens.
It's going to be a good measuring stick to see how the French election may shake out, but everyone is just now it's walking on pins and needles. They don't know. It's Brexit just totally threw everything into upheaval.
Right.
And Europe is really
this is new populism, really, and in Europe it's even more so because Europe has what they were in Germany. They're called the guest workers, and that the people from Turkey, from Islamic countries. So, so we'll close that up. Anyway, so here's the Dutch updates. People in line, and then they are. Queuing station outside The Hague. Turnout is 55% mark. So there we go. So we'll see. We'll know more. We will know more on Friday about that Dutch election. We're going to have to wrap it up. We're going over. We talked politics. Betty, did you have
a segment to debut?
You do?
Yeah.
Now's the perfect time.
Okay. Well, I thought I would tell you what's going on in New York, right?
That's right.
About shows, about music, something I do know something more about, right?
That's right.
So there's a website, Brooklyn Vegan, and it just does like a show calendar. But I thought I could just read from the show calendar
let's
be like,
read.
Guess what's happening tonight?
What is happening tonight?
Okay, well, tonight you got your choices. Deaf Heaven, who I don't know if you know who that is, but it describes them, the great black metal post-rock blenders. That's how they describe them. Anyway,
who are they?
They had this record before that everybody liked. It's basically noise, but people like it, right? Their debut one popular. I don't know, maybe about a while ago.
It's basically
like,
noise.
Everyday music, anyway. So anyway, they're playing tonight. Tortoise, who's like electronic band, post-rock icons, is what they call them. Their first album in 7 years. I remember all that stuff from in the 90s, right? They're playing with a bunch of other Chicago people too. Anyway, but here's like the good stuff. That's like what normal people would go to. Now here's the good stuff.
Give us the good stuff.
Green Day and Against Me at Barclays Center.
Green Day
is
playing at Barclays Center. When is that?
Yeah.
Is that tonight?
That's a good one.
When is that?
Yeah, and then the Shins, they played 2 nights. And last night, I don't know if it got canceled or not. So, and it's sold out, and they have a new album out. So that, and then there's this weird EXO sessions thing that has like Exotech presents a month of exceptionally crafted improvisational evenings of sonic interplay.
XO Festival?
But Mark Ribot is one of the people playing there. That's pretty good. And then I think that he's doing a residency, and it's Art Garfunkel at City Winery.
Oh boy!
I think he's been there all week, but I'm not
Garfunkel.
Anyway, and then the big thing is South by Southwest, and
right.
So everybody went there or is trying to get there because of the snowstorm.
Well, South by Southwest is the music, South by Southwest music.
Yeah, the music part starts before the conference part, so that's why I was like,
the conference
they can't
stuff
get to New York.
Right, I think the conference stuff just went.
At the airports, I bet were a mess today with all the rescheduling.
Ultimate roundup of South by Southwest experiential marketing activations. Oh,
I know.
Here's a girl in her underwear. Stripper. Oh, great. What is going on with this? No, literally, like right here on Adweek, and there's, look, I mean, I'm not lying. I thought that's Adweek. Good old ad week.
Anyway, that's today, so maybe I can say what's coming up. Eventually, there's some things I'm going to go to.
Uh-huh.
So I could report on that. Oh my God.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be a good idea for that. So yeah, so we had the what do I want to say, the interactive happening this weekend, which I saw that Joe Biden was at South by Southwest Interactive,
Oh my God.
and he was saying literally, talking about his cancer initiative because he wanted us to do the
moonshot, right?
yeah. Let me pod you back in there.
Why, hello there.
Hi there. The moonshot.
Right.
So he did a big speech, and I thought to myself, you're talking. Yes, these are smart people at South by Southwest, but you're talking to the Uber generation. You're talking to these people who's like, oh, yeah, cancer.
Yeah.
That's a nice idea. Wonderful.
Cancer. Very quaint.
When can I build the next Uber and make money off of the the destitute? So I'm just like, great, whatever. So anyway, you got anything else for us, Betty?
Now that's it.
All right. Well, we started slightly late today, but I think we talked. What did we do? Talk politics.
Sure.
Politics.
Yeah.
Politics.
Yeah.
Politics. Marsha.
Marsha.
Russia.
Hey, before Betty goes, can we get one last shot at the skyline?
Yeah.
Let me go. My back.
There we are.
There we go.
That gets us all in the New York state of mind, Cue Billy Joel.
There we go.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That weekend?
Sorry, I had to move to the other computer since it's back now. This guy's dying of battery. It's like, it's time to go. I've given you 2 hours.
That's right. Well, the curmudgeons we are scientifically proven to suck the batteries out of any electric device.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is our second live show.
Yes.
You know, so last time it worked. It's working better. We've got more setup here, so we're slowly but surely.
It's getting acquainted. Yeah. We're kind of moving along.
That's right. You grow bottom up, one brick at a time.
Oh, just wait until we bring in Sir Richard. Stuff's going to be flying then, man.
Exactly. So, any final words?
Any final words?
Jason?
If you tune into Rachel Maddow tonight, you're not going to have to wait 23 minutes to get to nothing.
Oh, yes, you will.
Well, okay, 22.5, maybe go make a sandwich, use the bathroom, whatever, but it'll be a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah. And Betty, any final words there from New York City?
Just chilling out in the small leftover snow on the rooftops.
It looks great.
Yeah.
Waiting for the weather to warm up. There were some things popping out for the springtime coming up, hopefully soon.
Springtime in New York, or was that Dave Brubeck? I can't remember. Something like that. April in Paris. I don't know. Well, great.
I think the worst of it's over.
The worst of it looks like it. Yeah.
It looks like the old nor'easter's winding down there.
Yeah, or was it done?
That's right.
It was flake news, right?
Flake news, as the New York Post said. Okay, well, it's time to go. This has been fun.
Yeah.
This has been fun.
Yeah.
I especially like the little dance I did up here and almost did live from the emergency room down the street.
Listen, when you do physical comedy, you do it right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Klutz comedy.
That's right.
All right. We will see you all on Friday.
Here we go.
And we'll see if Gert Wilders
Gert Wilders.
Yeah, has made it. If he's the new president of
right, we'll see.
Netherlands.
We'll see if we're all running on Gert time.
On Gert time. All right. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. See ya.
It's the Ides of March.